Hi, my name is Jess, I'm 21 and I live in England, and this is my first video on this account, purely because I want to focus on writing and reading and stories and books and just in general expanding my audience, because I'm hoping to make it as an author one day. And yeah, I just want to expand my audience and hopefully find people who are interested in the same thing as me. So with a bit of background and with me and writing, so I obviously really enjoyed writing growing up, and obviously with school, especially when it came to English class. Uh, so in primary school, I was told that by one of my teachers that she wants to see my name on a book one day, and that was sort of I guess, me taking initiative of I want to try and do a book and publish it so I can at least make my teacher proud. But also I kind of want to do that as well to make myself proud as well. And then when I got to secondary school, one of my favourite subjects was English, specifically English language, because that touched more on the creative side of writing and all that. I did love English literature, but I loved English language more because I got to express my creativeness and the creative side of myself in regards to writing. And then from 2020 to 2022, so from 16 to 18, I went to college for creative writing for media production. And yeah, so I touched up on a bit of script work, stories, zines, stuff like that. And obviously we had the two final major projects at the end of the year, which we had to pick two forms of media. So obviously one of them being writing, but then we had to have another sort of media to go along with it. And yeah, we got to pick our own subject of what we wanted to talk about. But I think since leaving college and since I stopped doing creative writing in college, I feel like for me it's been a long battle of I want to write but having no motivation to write. But last year I am so happy with myself because I wrote in the span of about a month or so a story called, at the time it was called The Freak Eclipse Circus. And I started it around, I want to say late August, and finished it around late September, early October. Mostly because the band Avatar has a circus themed album called The Black Waltz, and I thought I would love to do a story based on a circus. So then in September, I had even went to a circus myself for my last chapter showtime, just so I could get a feel of what a circus was like and how the crowd interaction was, what just sort of the whole vibe and presence of being at a circus and what it was like, because I'd never been to a circus up until that point. And yeah, so the circus is called Gandhi's Circus, and yeah, again, I went to it purely so I could sort of get a feel of what a circus was like, so it could help with my last chapter in the story. Just so I don't give away too much detail, I will give you a little bit because it's all on my Patreon, by the way. So again, it was called originally The Freak Eclipse Circus, which is sort of a mix between an interview styled and a circus styled story. So it starts with a prologue, ends with an epilogue, and then chapters 1 to 4 is me interviewing some of the main characters, and then chapter 5 is the showtime, which is when I went to a circus again, just to sort of get a feel of how it was and just to sort of see what the vibes were, again, crowd interaction, and just in general just see what a circus was like. But yeah, chapters 1 to 4 is me interviewing some of the characters and sort of like their journey to being in the circus and around the circus and what it's been like. Um, but yeah, I think I want to say from about June to literally maybe a couple of weeks ago, I had decided to go back and re-edit the story. So it's not going by the Freak Eclipse Circus anymore. I've renamed it to the Ghostly Starlight Circus. It's obviously the same story. I've just reworked it a bit just to sort of like flesh it out a bit more. But I will also say that the epilogue of the Ghostly Starlight Circus is going to transition into the second book that I'm currently working on. And yeah. So yeah, if you do want to have a read of it, and obviously if you want to have a read of like both versions, they're both on my Patreon, which I'll link down below. But also you can find me on TikTok and on Instagram, both are squish_rights. Again, this was supposed to be more of an introductory video, but it turned out to be more of a promo video. So I'll quickly fully introduce myself now. Hi, I'm Jess, I'm 21 and I live in England. I started properly writing when I was in college, so at 16, because I took up creative writing in college, and I did this course for 2 years. I'm now 21, and I like rock and metal music, and I've been to 13 gigs, and I have 2 more scheduled for next year. I'm going to see Motionless in White and Avatar next year, both in February, within like 10 days of each other, and I cannot wait. The artist I've seen the most live is Alt Black Era. I've seen them 5 times. Twice they've opened up for people, and then 3 times I've seen them headline, one of them which so happened to be on my 19th birthday. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, I will leave my Instagram, my TikTok and my Patreon down below so you can go check them out. I also have a website which will be linked also down below too. And I hope you subscribe and like the video, and yeah, please check out my other social medias.